guys, Casey here, and welcome back to yet another week that I don't know what week we're on. So, here. This is what week we're on. I'm going to put you inside the greenhouse. We'll take a look at what's going on in there. And then we'll go out to the garden, take a look at what's going on out there. Things were going good until last night. The weather told me that it was going to be about 34 degrees. So I did cover up the basils, and they did just fine. There are some things I didn't cover up because 34 they should be fine. Apparently it got colder than that last night. So I lost a few plants, and that's okay. So I'm going to replant them today. Anywho, let's take a look. Unfortunately, my greenhouse still looks like a jungle. In fact, I've got tomato plants on the floor because every time I take them out, I can't put them back the way I had them. And they're getting too tall to be shoved underneath here. As you can see, they're like trying really hard to pop up. In fact, I accidentally topped off a tomato plant. Let's see if I can find it. The other day, I went to shove them under there and totally just snapped off the top of them. And I was like, damn it. Which is okay, it's not the end of the world. Just let it, oh, here it is. So see, I broke it off completely. But hopefully a sucker will grow in one of these, and you just let that grow out, and it'll be fine. So, the tomato plants have been getting hardened off. And the first day they did just fine. It was a nice, sunny day. The second day it was an overcast and cloudy day. And then they got sunscald on a handful of them. In fact, ones that I thought they would do okay didn't. The Wagner blue-green, he's really not happy. He's got some immense leaf curl going on, and he's been like this since I transplanted him, and he just never recovered, so I don't know, I might leave him in here and stop trying to harden him off and let him recover. One of the ones that's supposed to handle cold weather pretty well can't handle indirect sun, which is just hilarious. The pink oxheart, again, since I transplanted it, has not been alright. It's kind of coming around to where some of its leaves are not as curly, but these bottom ones are just not happy, so hopefully he'll be alright. This is the Japanese black trifle, and I'm assuming, much like the black seaman, his leaves, since they are very similar in leaf structure, I'm assuming they're at least kind of the same plant. I'm ignoring his leaf curl because I think that's just how he is. And for reference, here is a leaf to the black seaman. And that's about as how curly as he was last year. The early girls are doing okay. Some of them have some sunscald, but not nearly as many. What's this puppy? This one is a Verna sausage, and he's got some sunscald. It's just ridiculous. Wherever... here it is. Hess's landrace currant is actually doing really good. It took to transplanting well. It's taken to harden off well. It's just doing really good. As for the babies, banana peppers and mini bells have finally popped up, which makes me really happy. I have discovered the mystery plant. Horrible way to discover. Mystery plant is indeed a African daisy, because when I tried to harden it off, this is what happened, just like the other one. So, he's in here recovering. He'll be fine. Poor thing. The other African daisy, obviously, the two leaves that weren't okay, I'm just going to have to pluck off, but everything else is doing just fine. So, definitely not a cool weather plant. In fact, he's not going out until the tomatoes go out. Period. These are eggplants we got as a gift. So I'm keeping them strictly as backups if I kill the other eggplants, which, by the way, I did forget. Over here we've got Swiss chard and a honeydew. This is an early prolific an early prolific crookneck squash. This is Tokyo cucumber, a Kiku chrysanthemum melon, and I believe these are Mexican gherkins. Yep, these are the Mexican gherkin cucamelons back here. And then we have a lemon cucumber and a jelly melon, 2 jelly melons actually. The other Swiss chard, and I'm really curious, is this just how Swiss chard grows? Like, I would love to know if this is just a normal thing or if my Swiss chard's just stupid. Purple Beauty bell peppers. And then the shishito pepper. And then back here we have a white scalloped squash. So yeah, I did turn down my greenhouse again to the range of about, I want to say 64 to 69 or 68. Strictly because my tomato plants were starting to try to flower, and they really like to flower in the ranges of 70 degrees. So I turned it down to discourage flowering because I definitely don't want my tomato plants to flower, because then they think that it's time to go to town at this short stature and they'll stop focusing on growing tall and bushy and focus on producing fruit, and that's not how this works. Sorry, tomato plants. You guys still got a little ways to go. Not too much longer, though. Depending on weather, I might put them out Mother's Day, so around May 10th-ish. If the nights are looking good and it stops dropping into the low 40s, then I just might. If not, then they're going to go out the 24th, and again, that's all weather permitting still nonetheless. Derail. This plant smells like crap. Like utter crap. It does not smell good at all. The wind will rustle it, or I'll have to carry it and it'll be all up in my face, and it just smells awful. Not only does it taste awful, it smells awful, and you're an awful, awful plant. I don't like you. So what do you say we go outside and take a look at that garden where everything is much, much funner? I think a little baby Seiko-chan wants in with her slipper. Seiko-chan! You gonna bring that slipper, baby girl? Yeah. Yeah? You trying to get your slipper in that door? Here, Mama's got it for you. Seiko-chan. Seiko-chan, Mama got your slipper for you. Where you at? You see it? Yeah. It's your slipper. Mama got it for you. She took over my slippers, and she carries them around. This tiny little cat, the slipper's about the size of her. She'll drag them around and be all happy and cute, and it's adorable. I don't know why I let you in here, because I need to put the tomato plants outside, which means I have to open the garage door. So it might sound a bit crazy, but I cannot wait for my greenhouse to look like this at all times. Meaning the tomato plants are like outside. This stuff will be bigger and out anyways. So I left the Wagner blue-green simply because he's having a tough time in general, and I don't want to stress him out anymore. So he's staying in here. I just watered the daylights out of him because he was pretty dry. And here they are, all the tomatoes in their glory, getting hardened off. The bell peppers, the eggplants, and the celery all accidentally got left out one night, and as you can see, they're fine. The eggplants have a little bit of leaf curl on them, but all in all, they survived. They are fully hardened off now, but it is way too cold to put them outside still, so. And then yesterday, I transplanted all the basils, as you can see here. So they're a little floppy. They stayed outside last night too, but they had a frost blanket, so. Candy onions here on the left, and at some point they switch over into Walla Wallas, it looks like about here. They're handling the light frosts we have every morning just fine. The Valkyrie aster is doing fine. I did buy some flowers too, some violas. I planted a whole bunch of marigolds. I think I already discussed all this with you. 3 white at the end, all yellow marigolds, and then 3 white at the end. I also have dead marigolds in the ground from the freeze last night. So, yeah. I'm going to restart marigolds in the greenhouse. I pulled up all the weeds along the side, but I have to figure out how I'm going to stop them from coming back, because obviously the black mat stapled and nailed up against the boards was not enough. So, and I didn't do the other side because there was a family of gigantic spiders living in the strawberries, and I didn't want to get close to them. All of the onions are doing all right. You can definitely tell the difference between the ones that fell in the tray over here on the right as opposed to the ones that were planted later on the left. They're healthier, they're bigger, they're upright, more so than not. The okra hasn't popped up yet, unless this is the okra, which I highly doubt. I'm pretty sure that's a weed, but I'm leaving it just in case it is the okra. That's a blade of grass. So I might give it a shot. I'll take a look at the seed packet and see how long until it pops up. And if it's a really long time, then I'll leave it be. Because I, of course, did not write the date on the back of this tag of when I planted it, like a smart cookie would have. The garlics are doing really well. They've popped up quite swimmingly. We did lose a couple. That's fine. So none of... This one died. We pulled him out. And then some of these ones never popped up. But they're actually doing pretty good. These are the grocery store garlics, all of them on this side. For being an unknown breed of garlic, they're handling frost just fine. They obviously handled the winter just fine. We are in zone 5, so I can take any soft neck or hard neck garlic and grow it, theoretically. So, I don't know if this is a hard neck or a soft neck garlic, and I guess we're going to find that out. No carrots and no beets popping up unless this is a beet, but I doubt it. It's probably a weed. I did replant a second round of beets over here just yesterday. The garlics from my gardener are doing just fine as well. Pretty much all of the radishes and the peas have popped up at this point. So these are the snap peas here. Doing good. Cherry bell radishes, and then the golden sweet peas here. Irish eyes. Didn't have a whole lot of luck with germinating on these ones. And that's okay. I can just come in and replant some. I did find my beans and plant them, and I mean find them because I couldn't, and for some reason me, the idiot, thought they should be in with the peas. Of course they weren't, because I stuck everything in alphabetical order. So we have the dragon tongue beans here that I planted yesterday. More cherry bell radishes, it looks like. And then the scarlet emperor runner beans here. How cute. You know, these guys don't tell me if they're June bearing or ever bearing. At least not that I saw on here. Oh, nope, they're ever bearing. That's nice. I'd rather ever bearing than June bearing, to be honest. Seascape strawberry. I think they're both the same kind. Yeah. Oh, actually, he has some strawberries on him. Starting. Nice. And then the broccoli, which miraculously has survived all the frosts that we've had. Only just, though. Only just. I'm sure he's stunted at this point. Looks like he's still doing okay, though. I think the little leaves will come sturdier and healthier, but I might lose all these lower leaves. So yeah, I've got some work to do. I've got mulch that I'm going to lay in places that need it. And I need to keep an eye on those tomato plants from the dog, so I'm going to replant my marigolds in the greenhouse too. Anywho, oh, I forgot to show you guys, actually. That was a lie. We're not done yet. Of course, if the marigolds died, and so did the apricot lemonade cosmos. So those guys have been replanted already. Okay, so the bright side, I'm not glaring at you, I promise. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Yeah, that's all I got to show you this week. So, some dead flowers, some should-be dead broccoli, some amazingly not dead anything else that I left out accidentally. And everything's doing okay. So, till next time. Bye.